One of the things I struggle the most with is my morning routine. I'm going to be honest with you. I am not a morning person. I've never been a morning person, but lately it's been so bad. I am always running late. I feel rushed. I'm hitting snooze and I feel exhausted. And today we're going to talk about real strategies on what to do to have your best morning routine ever. And that's because I'm interviewing the incredible Amy Landino. Not only is she a best-selling author of multiple books, including Good Morning, Good Life, she has planners to help you start your morning off right, but she's also a fellow YouTuber. So please welcome Amy Landino. Welcome, Amy, to the Clutterbug podcast.
Thank you so much for having me, Cass. I'm excited.
I'm excited to have you here because guess what? I'm not a morning person.
Ooh.
Like at all, but I want to be. My goal for 2025 is to get my crap together a little earlier in the day because I feel like I get there, but it's like right when I should be winding down and getting ready for bed.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
And not a good time to be firing at all cylinders when your body needs to be winding down.
yeah, if only I could be a vampire that's up all night, but I have children and, business to run, all that big girl boring stuff. So I need to get it together and function like a human. Now, I don't want to be part of the 5 a.m. club, but I want to learn all about you and all your goodness, but can you do me a favor? Can we just jump in? If you had to pick three things that someone could do in the morning, I'm putting a lot of pressure on you.
Oh, you're not actually. Three is the perfect number. Listen, I wrote a book called Good Morning, Good Life. And the reason for that was I felt like a lot of other morning routine guides were very prescriptive. And I think it's dangerous when you get into prescribing before diagnosing. So, what I insist in my book is just three simple buckets. Just choose three things that fill your cup. And each of those buckets has a category. So it makes it a little bit easier for you to narrow it down. We've got movement, mindfulness, and mastery. If you can find a way, and each of these things, one might take 30 minutes, the other one might take 5. The other one might take 2 hours. I don't know what flexibility you have in your schedule. Everyone's going to be different. But if you've got movement, what can you do to just move the body, get it going? I don't like to work out first thing in the morning. It's not my favorite thing. I know I feel good when I can make it happen, but it's also not conducive to my lifestyle right now. I want to get up to do something I'm excited about if I'm going to wake up early at all. And then I've got the kids to get ready. My workouts are working out better around 9:30, 10 a.m. because my schedule allows for that. But what I do for movement in the morning usually it's just a little bit of skincare. I move the muscles around on my face. That's good enough for me. I literally just that is my movement. I do some stretches. I always have some like upper back pain. I like to do a little bit to, all right, time to get out of bed. But it's not a lot, but it does tell the body I'm waking up. So that's movement. Mindfulness, what can you do to be mindful? It could be reading a book. It could be reading one page of a book. That's why I wrote my third book because I was like, here, you don't like to read? This book, one page a day. Change your mind. It's wonderful. But if that's not for you, what can you do? Maybe a little bit of Julia Cameron's Morning Pages. I don't know why that name escaped me all of a sudden. She just wants you to stream of consciousness journal for 3 pages. As soon as you're done with that, move on. That's great mindfulness. You can brain dump and get past all the cobwebs and grudges and nasty bad dreams you had to get to the creative work that you want to do. Everybody's going to have different mindfulness, but that's a bucket you can fill. And then mastery. This one is big because there's so many people out there who want to side hustle and leave their current thing, or they just want to have a passion project. Forget getting paid for it. I just want to be excited about life and do something that matters to me. So what do you want to master? And if you have to put in your reps on something and master it, when are you going to do that? Start your day with it. If you then have to go with however the wind blows for the rest of the day, you're feeling really good about it because I did my movement. did my mindfulness, and then I sat down and wrote a page of the book I want to publish someday. Or I sat down and practiced the keys on the piano. Or I sat down and I did my mastery work for a few minutes this morning. And I feel good because I centered myself. So that's what I would say to anybody. I don't want you to journal. I want you to journal if it's right for you from a mindfulness
Mm.
standpoint. I don't want you to go to Pilates unless you want to go to Pilates first thing in the morning. I want you to just do something that tells your body it's time to get it going now because it is the morning, it's time to start the day. And your mastery is up to you. I think if you do those three things, you are so far ahead of so many people who then end up in a reactive state for the entirety of their day, which is how you let an entire lifetime go by.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm feeling a little,
Can
I'm
you do
feeling,
that?
I probably can. I want to ask more. I have
You
some,
can
I have some
unpack it.
questions. I have some questions, but first, I want to hear, how did you get into this? Because I look at you and you look like a little baby. You're so young, and
Oh
here
my
you
gosh,
are. You're like
stop.
this like amazing person, and like a productivity expert and a best-selling author, and you've got this YouTube channel, and you
Thank
look
you.
like a little baby. And
Well, I've
okay,
just been doing
so
three things in the morning, girl, and I'm still 12. It's great. 12 solid whole years of action taking. No, I'm older than I look. First of all, I do, like I said to you before the show, I think the lighting is being very kind to me today. But no, I genuinely feel excited every day. I think people can see it in your face when you're good. And I have been not good. I have had so many seasons of not good. Some of them pretty recent, some of them really recent. I'm also a new mom. And I say I'm a new mom and I have two. It's like, because I still think I'm new at it. So people are asking me for a parenting book. I'm like, guys, my oldest is 2.5. Pump the brakes. I have no leg to stand on a parenting book. But those times you go through when you're becoming a parent are a lot, and you change as a human. Everything about your method and thinking and decisions you would have said 100% yes to are now giving you trepidation. I'm having a hard time making a decision right now. It's a travel decision that was absolutely yes before and scared everyone, and now it's absolutely yes, except crap, I have to leave my kids. And now I'm like, maybe it's not an absolute yes. You change so much in that process. So we all go through these really big challenges that make us who we are. And if we don't have those challenges, we don't come out to something better on the other side. You don't have that wisdom unless you went through it. You can't just read about wisdom in a book. You have to go through something. And everybody has different levels of adversity in their life, but I feel really good. I do the little things I need to do every day, like skincare, that make me feel my best. So that if I'm having a bad day, then all things are as on the up and up as they possibly can be. So that when I get on the other side of something really crap, that hopefully there's something even more beautiful on the other end, something I couldn't have even imagined. So I don't know. I really just want to do stuff with my life. And I think
Mm.
when you have found a level of fulfillment and purpose in what you do, it's easy to have enough books and do all the things. And it just happens. You're just taking action. It all just adds up over time.
I love that so much. I have a feeling, are you a self-help book junkie?
So much.
Yeah, I get that
I
vibe.
write them.
I know you do, yes, but you read
I read
them
them and
too?
I write. Oh, yeah. I love them.
Yeah,
I love
I
them.
feel like, okay, you can really sense you're definitely, I mean, when I say you're a baby, I mean, you're so young to have your life together, to kind of get it in order to not only, kind of rescue your own life and pull yourself and do these amazing things, but now kind of mentor and help and coach other people
Yeah.
get there too.
Hold on.
That
How young do you think I am? Because I think you think I'm pretty young.
I think it doesn't matter. I think you're young to have such old energy, right? I think you're,
I have gotten that feedback my whole life. So to be
yeah.
fair, y'all, I am not 25. I am much older than 25. I just want to make sure everybody knows that they're not taking morning routine advice from a teenager. I just want to make sure everybody knows, okay?
It's
Because
just
people be clicking off right now because you're saying I look so young or I am so young or whatever. And I don't want people to discount. that no matter where you are at this point, there's something you can do.
I think that's you're right. It doesn't matter how what I mean is you just have it. You have the wisdom, and I love that because that's hard to get to. It's hard. You got to usually learn a lot of hard life lessons.
You
And
do.
or you got to really borrow those life lessons from someone else. So I'm a person, I've learned all the hard lessons, but I still didn't learn. But when I started borrowing them from other people and really like just every day, can I learn something from someone
Yeah,
else? And self help books is kind of my jam
absolutely.
too. I was like, wow, I think I'm subconsciously leveling up my life. Like
You
little
are.
nuggets are getting in there and it's
And I think
changing the
it
way I make.
depends. It depends on the book too, because if you're
Mm,
going to borrow someone's wisdom, you have to feel what they're feeling. If you don't feel what they're feeling, that adversity they went through is like, oh yeah, uh-huh.
yeah.
I think I'm reading that from you right now, that you really are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I would like to learn from that mistake right now because I don't want that to happen to me. And it takes a lot of like I don't know, absorbing that thing that happened to somebody in order to truly get ahead of it and learn from it. And sometimes we still don't, even when we felt those feelings. But it takes a lot of energy to go through it yourself. But also, if you don't want to go through it and you really want to learn from somebody else, you have to be so empathetic and in it with them.
Mhm. Yeah, and open to an outside perspective
Yeah.
because that's the thing. There are so many people who have worked really hard. You've worked hard on productivity. I guarantee you've read all the books. I guarantee you've amassed amounts huge amounts of knowledge, and then you're like, okay, this is what works. I've tried it, I've narrowed it down, and now I'm offering it to you on a plate so you don't have to spend 40 hours doing the research. I've done it for you. And I love that. And I appreciate that. And I think that's what's so incredible about the internet is it gives us the ability to tap into people like you who have
Yeah.
done the work and who are really like experts and genius at one thing. And we get to kind of pick the best of the best for them. And I try to do that with decluttering and organization with like, that's my obsession. That's my zone of genius. And so when we can look at areas of our life and say, I really want to improve this. Instead of us trying to start from scratch, we should look to people who have put in the effort and the work and get those nuggets from them because what it does is it just jumps us light years ahead in our
A
own
hundred
journey.
percent. 100%. And especially if you feel like you are lacking the network around you, it's really easy to let everyone else's opinions bog you down because you just don't have any other forces coming at you. And reading a book or listening to a podcast or whatever can help you surround yourself with different thinkers. Hopefully, bigger thinkers, right? And there's nothing wrong with the people around you. They just only know their life experience. And if you want to know other types of life experiences, you have to seek them out. And that's very, very, very important. I think books are a massive way to do that.
Okay, so tell me before I ask you a whole bunch of questions, how did you pick mornings and productivity as your zone of genius, your little baby thing that you fostered and nurtured?
I didn't choose mornings. Mornings chose me. I didn't go, I'm going to be the morning routine expert of the internet. That is not what happened. I started creating content about what I knew. And I've been on YouTube since 2007. So I've been doing this a very, very, very long time. Initially, it was just sort of, I'm going to share my life. Then it was, oh, wow, I'm learning a skill. This is interesting. So now I'm going to talk about it, social media marketing. And then it became video content marketing because I was talking about how to do social media on video. And people were like, but how are you doing this video thing? Because that's interesting. So that evolved. Then, now you fast forward 10 years, 10, okay? And we're in 2015, 2016, and everyone's like, write a book. And I'm like, I make videos about how to make videos on the internet for free. They're free videos. Why do you want a book? I don't understand. That's how I understood more about me becoming an author. That was asked of me. And then once I did that and I saw the comments and everybody's like, I love your videos. I have no intention of doing any of these things that you talk about, but I just like watching your videos. I don't have time. And I thought, isn't that interesting? I'm so compelling on camera, and yet you still can't make the time. So then we started dabbling in that. And I wanted to just share, like, how did I decide to leave my job? Well, I put in the time outside of the job, but I didn't leave the job for a whole year and a half or so until I was ready. Then it was time management when I worked for myself because, wow, first day of working for yourself, the best. After that, when no one's holding you accountable, really hard. So then it became about time management there. But as soon as we got to, oh, well, then what do you do in the morning? Now, you make a video about what you do in the morning, and a lot of people watch it. Now you have to look at metrics. Now you have to look at data, and you say, wow, a lot of people want to know about this. So I leaned into it a bit more. And that essentially expanded my personal brand to a larger audience. I could still be a specialist in what I was doing, but now I was helping people at a much higher level to get introduced to me. And it started with teaching them how to start a day on their terms. Once you did that a few times and you got hundreds of thousands of people watching because they just want to know how to optimize their mornings, because that's enough. Just tell me what to do first thing in the morning, Amy. That's it. And then I'll take the next baby step. I was happy to do that. And that's how the next book ended up coming to be. But every book I've written, every video really came from a connection with my audience of what they wanted from me. And I just responded accordingly.
Yeah, and as a YouTuber, this might be something that not everybody knows. So, as a YouTuber with like a niche or a specialty, so mine is organizing and decluttering, I research the crap out of organizing and decluttering. Like every day, I
Yeah.
learn something new about that because I want to provide the best content possible. I want to try out all the different methods so that I'm always bringing and really up to date and making sure that I'm providing like the best I
Yeah, but you
can.
don't seem exhausted by that research. Like you love it,
I
right?
freaking love the
So
crap out of that.
and that is, people miss that part. It's like, oh, I got to do research. No, 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 no. That feeling, and you might still have that romanticism. Like I feel like I lost a little bit of it, but I remember at the beginning of my business, all I wanted to do all day was read blogs about how to do my job. I was so excited. Every time there was a new social network, I was like, let's go. I love it. Teach me something new. Let me have a new handle somewhere. I loved it because I was so obsessed with what I was doing in my work. And you really know a lot about yourself and what you're good at when you realize how connected your passion is to it. So I just
Mm.
want people to pick up on that, because if there is something that you're like, I can't get enough, just feed it to me. I want to
Yeah.
read that all day. I want to research it all day. I want to know new ways about it. If you're feeling that, the universe is telling you something about what you should be doing with your life. And that's what I want people to pick up from what you just said. Because I received that from you, that it's like, oh, I can't learn enough decluttering tips because I want them selfishly. And I'm
Mhm.
then going to repurpose it into an amazing connection with my audience.
Yeah, and I'm definitely lately like really productivity obsessed too because
Yeah.
listen, I want to do all the things, but I don't want to work. So I want to have the best life and I want a spotlessly clean house and I want tons of money and I want a
Yes,
successful
ma'am.
business and I want all the great amazing things and I don't want to do any work. Period. That's it, you know? So,
Hashtag relatable, right?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
like but here's what I found. So when I'm borrowing all these like little nuggets of wisdom, when I'm finding these, and I hate the word hacks, but I'm using the word hacks, when I find these like little hacks and these little systems that I can turn into rhythms, that
Hmm.
is the secret to having all the good stuff and it not feeling like work. So I love talking with people like you because I can identify areas of my life where I'm still sucking hard. Like I got these other stuff. It's going real good, but then there's like mega suckage in certain
Mm.
areas. And I watched your video where you did a life audit and you wrote like all the positive, and you were so sweet and like all the negative, and instantly I was like, what are the things I suck at and what are the things I'm good at? So I want to do like a different kind of life audit where I just want to be not sucky. I don't want to do everything perfectly. Gosh, perfection is not my thing, but
No.
I don't like sucking at things.
Like, what do you suck at? Here's the thing. No, let's start with this. You said suckage a whole lot, so we need to stop saying it so much because you just manifested more suckage in your life. You need to stop with the suckage. But I say that with so much love, and you crack me up. We don't have to be good at everything. You want all those wonderful things. You can have 10 out of 10. You can have 10 out of 10 life, period. That's a 10 out of 10 bookshelf behind you, by the way. 10 out of 10. You can have the 10 out of 10. You can have it. You don't have to do all the work. If you know what 10 out of 10 is and you can figure out a way to get there, that's all that matters. And you don't even have to be the expert on that. Specifically, something we as women do, we think that the 10 out of 10 has to be done by us. Otherwise, we have not achieved a 10 out of 10 because we didn't have our direct hand in it. And that's why we don't ask for help. That's why we don't lean on others. That's why we continue to do things and say, no, 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 no. I got it. I got it. That's why. So, first and foremost, what you suck at, get rid of it.
I
Have
don't have.
somebody who loves it. Let me tell you what, if I need a declutterer, you should see the other side of this camera set right now. It's a mess because it's like planner fulfillment center, getting ready for the holidays, like all these, it's a mess down here. I'm not excited about that, but you sound excited about it. And I can lean on you for that, right? But regardless, you find the people that you can lean on that help you get to your 10 out of 10. We don't think like that, so we don't think bigger, so we don't reverse engineer a lifestyle that fits all of that in it, and that's the problem. So don't get better at things you suck at. Get rid of the things you suck at so you can spend more time on the things that you're thriving at.
I am behind you 100%, but
I don't know.
when I tell you what I suck at, you're gonna
Okay, let's
understand.
go. Let's go.
I cannot get out of bed in the morning. That is not something I can
You
just
can
get
hire a person to do that,
to
to
wake
get you
me
out
up,
of
just like
bed. If you,
smack me
it is.
around a
Let's talk
little
about
bit.
how many things are there that you literally have to do yourself.
I mean, in my house, it feels like a lot,
That's
but
right. It
I,
feels like it.
I
Okay, listen,
realize
somebody else
I
can't lift
don't
weights
know.
for you. Somebody else can't lift weights for
That's
you,
the
right?
other
Somebody
thing
else
I
can't get
suck
on the treadmill.
at. Like,
Okay, that's
listen,
fine.
I suck at the things that are really important. I suck at like taking care of myself. There, I said it. So I want to learn from you because here's my mornings. I set an alarm for a little bit earlier because I'm going to be that person. I'm going to get up. I'm going to do the things you say to do. But then I hit
Love
snooze
it.
until 20 minutes after I'm supposed to be at work. And then like look at me. I'm sleep deprived and I'm rushing and then I've set the day. I'm just like slapping and I'm what? I'm just getting and then I'm always frazzled and I
That's
know
right.
if I could just get a concrete morning routine, the rest of my day will be better. But my problem is I stay up too late at night. Probably that's part of the issue. Listen,
That
I'm
part.
solving my own problems here. Also, I
See,
hate mornings.
my first question, you already hit the nail on the head. What time does your morning routine start?
It should start at 8 because I start at work at 9, but my morning routine starts at 9:15.
AM.
And I already got employees here waiting on me. And I'm texting,
So guess what
sorry,
time?
running kind of
Guess
late.
what?
I should just like copy and paste that on auto. It would save me the 2 seconds it sends to send the text to them that I'm running late because I'm running late every effing day.
You're right. You should probably just be like, hey guys, I'm on time today, and just forget the other days. Your morning routine does not start at 8 a.m. It starts at 8 p.m. the night before. It doesn't start at 8
Hurts.
a.m. It doesn't hurt it. It doesn't even start at 5 a.m. It starts at 8 p.m. And I know you're not
So,
thinking like that,
no,
but
I'm
you already
not. That's
told
so
me
good.
you're sleep deprived for a reason. You're going to try to squeeze sleep in there so that you can wake up 20 minutes earlier so you lose hours of sleep because of what happens on the front end of sleep, and on the back end the bonus 20 minutes that you can get you're not going to get now, but it's because you lost 2 hours before it. Your nighttime routine is everything for your morning routine. I can tell you, it happens to me all the time. My Tuesday went totally awry because of what happened Monday night. Maybe I've told myself that story enough times that I just let Tuesday kind of fall apart. But I know that sleep is too important to me. It is too important to how I show up for this job. It's too important for how I show up for my kids. It's too important for how I keep looking young for you, Cass. So I
Look
got to
at
go to
you.
sleep. So if I'm having a late night and things went crazy, I'm having a late morning because I need to sleep. So
Mhm.
having expectations of yourself that you're still going to be belled on earlier than normal the next day is unrealistic expectations that just make you feel bad about yourself. You're setting yourself up for failure. So your morning routine starts the night before. And until you start acting like that, you're never, who cares what buckets you fill in the morning? Who cares if you got any time alone? Who cares if the kids let you do some stuff before they wake up? Who cares? If you're sleep deprived, doesn't matter. If you're not taking care of yourself the night before, doing something more productive than binge watching a show until you fall asleep and it's still on, and then you wake up at 3 a.m. to turn it off, and there you go, sleep cycle interrupted again, and then you're trying to be up for it. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Why are we telling ourselves a story that this is going to work out someday? It makes no sense.
I needed this hard truth, and I hope you listening or watching at home are feeling it too, because this is what I do at night. I tell myself, "Oh, tomorrow I got to get up and work. I deserve to just relax and treat myself." And then I extend it way too long. Except I never really feel relaxed and like I've treated myself because I'm still so tired. I should just go to bed, and then I repeat this horrible, vicious, ridiculous cycle the next day. So, if I could start my morning routine at 8 p.m., gosh, this is so good. I'm just walking everything back.
That's it. It's a reverse engineering. That's it. How much sleep do you need?
I should probably 8 hours would be lovely.
8 hours, great. So all you got to do, clock it. This is why I talk about calendar blocking on my channel, because you can say what you're going to do all you want, but until you allocate the hours for it,
Mm.
it's just an idea. It's on a piece of paper. It's on a to-do list. Who cares? Have you ever blocked out when you're supposed to sleep? That'll teach you something really quick. What does 8 hours on the calendar look like? We know what it looks like during the day because it's our work day. We have no problem blocking that time out on the calendar. But if you blocked the most important time of your day, which is you getting the rest you need for the rest of the day to thrive, put that 8 hours on the calendar. Now it's okay, interesting. Now I'm going to be in bed. I just, this is going to scare you. Be in bed by 9. Woo! That's crazy. If that's the goal and you don't get there till maybe 9:30, okay, but you got there at 9:30. It's been 11:30.
Mhm.
9:30 is a pretty big improvement, right? I'm just making up your schedule at this point.
No, but it's good. Yeah, because I'm like, okay, I
But then
have to be in
then
bed
you're saying,
by
okay, I'm brushing teeth at what time? I'm making sure the kids are asleep by their bedtime. I'm much more likely to lock in their bedtime routine, which they need to thrive, if I'm trying to hold myself accountable for my nighttime routine. These things matter. It's from the moment you get home from work the day before. What happens after that needs to be really intentional. And then you don't have to feel bad about watching TV if you're like, this is when I get to watch TV. This is why I end up watching TV when I'm on the treadmill or something, because I'm like, this is the best time to do it because I don't have to feel bad. I'm working out right now. I'm not going to do it before bed, which is probably going to give me a ton of anxiety because I like to watch women screaming at each other on reality shows. Probably not a great idea right before bed. So that's deep. But you have to look at it. Your morning routine starts the night before. As soon as you do that, everything's going to change. You can take no other advice, do nothing else in my book. If you get the Good Morning, Good Life planner, it's not just what are you doing in the morning. We walk you through the timeline map of what you do at night so that you start looking at your morning routine the way it needs to be done.
I'm gonna immediately put this in my Amazon cart and buy this.
You're gonna have to go to my
because
store because I don't put it on Amazon, but that's
I'm
fine.
gonna immediately go to your store and buy this. I hope you ship to Canada because I don't even take I'm like, "Oh, I got to be in bed by midnight so I can get 8 hours," but I don't take into account the fact that it takes me forever to fall asleep either. Like I got to walk this whole thing back. I got to
You
give
just move
myself
in blocks of time around. That's it.
yes.
If you were sleeping midnight to 8 because your lifestyle is conducive to that, fantastic. Fantastic. But if you wanted to do, well, I should have led with this. I say in the beginning of my book, I am not a morning person. I just use the morning. That's it. I apply myself during certain hours of the day. I'm not excited to get out of bed. I hit the snooze. Happens. It's just life. But then I remember why I'm doing it. If you're just waking up just to tell people you wake up early, it's not going to work. Actual real morning routines are dark and not cute for Instagram or YouTube. Okay. Whenever you see somebody's cute morning routine, it was heavily scripted and lit perfectly, and makeup is already on. It's unrealistic. Okay.
Mhm.
Morning routines are not meant to be this perfect thing. They're just supposed to center you, and they can happen whenever you want. But if you were sleeping midnight to 8, great. But if you wanted like 6 to 8 to be yours, then you just got to find those hours someplace else. Now you're talking about 10 to 6. Okay, great. We found them. Then you might go, "Ooh, I wonder if I could do 7.5." The crazy thing, I thought I couldn't get pregnant. I thought I literally couldn't have babies. I fixed all the things, but I went to a holistic doctor and I said, "I don't want to get on medicine. I don't want to do this fancy stuff. I don't think we're there yet." He's like, "Cool, cool. Sleep more." And I was like, I don't understand. I wrote a book about morning routines and I like to wake up at 4 a.m. What do you mean? He was like, "You need to stop setting an alarm. You need to sleep. Your body needs rest." Guess what? I'm not saying that this is
Mm.
infertility issues run the gamut, but I'm saying in my experience, Miss Type A needed to sleep more. So my morning routine then changed because my goals were different. But when I was waking up earlier, it was for certain reasons and I achieved a lot with that. Then I wanted to be a mom and I achieved a lot with that. So when you know why you're waking up when you wake up, you can feel good about it. You can have confidence in it and be the executive of your life, of your time, and make these decisions from a place of intention. That's all that matters here. I don't care what time you wake up. I don't care when you went to bed, but I do care if you feel like you're reacting to the rest of the world, you're not stepping into your power, which is what I want for you.
Yeah, I'm feeling this like a punch in the gut because every morning is chaos for me. Every morning is upset. Every morning is rushed. Every morning is I'm just behind the 8 ball and it takes
Yeah.
hours to recover from that. And I'm freaking tired. I got bags under my eyes that I could pack for 2 weeks in Cancun. All my clothes in there. I'm tired, Amy. I'm
You need to sleep.
tired.
My doctor would tell you you need some sleep.
I need more sleep because what when I'm really thinking about what would I do in the morning, do you know what would be amazing? To just sit calmly and drink a tea.
Would that blow your mind or what? I'm with you on that. Is that
Like,
all the mindfulness in the world, that just
I just
having
want
that?
some quiet
It's fantastic. I
with a
recommend it highly.
tea. This is my goal, man. You're changing my life. All
I
these
love
things.
it.
You should see my big list for 2025. I'm like, I'm gonna get ripped and I'm gonna run marathons and I'm gonna stop it. What if I just go to bed an hour earlier and get up 20 minutes earlier and have a tea?
Wow.
What if I just do that
And what if you just did that every day, every single day?
every
You're like, "I'm not
day?
going to make any sweeping, massive, crazy changes in my life. I'm just going to see what that feels like and just do it for me." That's what's crazy. If you don't end up doing it, that's some self reflection, right? You're not going to
Mm.
hit it every time. That's fine. But if you're pretty consistent with it, you start to feel the benefits of it. When you feel the benefits of something, you start to change your mind. This is what I want to recommend. I have something special for your audience in case they're interested. If you go to my Instagram and message me the word action. I have my extraordinary action framework. I usually only share it with my coaching community. This is really big because I want you to create a massive action plan for your life. I want you to hit a big goal. But the only way we get there effectively is if we've solved a problem first, because everyone's got their reason why they haven't done the big thing they want to do in their life.
Mm.
We got to solve for that first. So it helps people with that. And I just think maybe if everybody kind of went through those steps and said, okay, what problem am I solving for? Ah, that's an interesting question. What problem am I solving for? We got a whole laundry list of things we should be doing. What problem are we solving for? Let's choose intentionally the things we're going to do that directly help us solve and achieve the goals that we want for ourselves. That's what I want. So, anyway, that's just like a free little gift. If people just message me on Instagram, search for Amy Landino, message me action, you'll get it automatically. It's not an email opt in or anything, just super simple. And start solving the real issues in your life so that you can feel real change.
I love that so much. Yeah, and there it's been a while for me. Thank you for that gift for my listeners, and I'm going to run over there to Instagram and do that for myself too. But there's been so many times in my life where I've had growth and I've like feeling motivated, and when I really think of now where I'm in this kind of stagnant, like I'm not pushing forward, when I'm looking at my big problem, I'm freaking tired. Could it be I just need sleep? And I know that's probably it. And a lot of my listeners at home who are listening or watching right now, a big roadblock for them is they just have too much stuff. They're like, I want to get organized and I want to do this and I want to do this. But their big roadblock is you just have to fill a couple trash bags, friends. You can't do nothing while you're being blocked by the big pile of too much stuff. So I
Mhm.
love that you're talking about this. It's like, what's that thing that we need to fix first to get it out of our way so we can go forward instead of us here trying to climb over our roadblock?
Absolutely.
More like,
If you're, especially if you're sitting there and you're going, what's my problem? And you see that one of the answers to what the problem is, well, I would use the treadmill, but it's covered with laundry. And we've decided that it's where things hang now. Interesting. Cool. Let's unpack that literally and figuratively. There's something to that, that if it got cleared off, that it would be more of an invitation. It's just the simplest stuff. We think that the clutter and the things are not bothering us, and we know where it is. It's fine. The clarity you get from your space being the way you want it, and be honest with yourself. What do you want your space to be like? That's all we're trying to get you to. And that might be one
mm.
example of a problem to solve for.
Yeah. And your time blocking method, like I know you're a big fan on that. That's a huge problem solver too, because I know for myself, for all, like everybody, we're always like, I don't have enough time. There's just not enough time in the day. And I think the reality is, I just haven't scheduled time in the day for that thing because I know for a fact I can blow 2 hours on TikTok, but I say I don't have 30 minutes to exercise. So, like,
Exactly.
what? I don't even feel like I blew 2 hours on TikTok because I wasn't being intentional with my time. And so, therefore, I'm spilling it all over the place. But when we can put it into buckets and we can say, this is for here, this is for here, there's way less spillage. That's just all there is to it. So, I think that's another problem to solve. If you're listening to this and you're like, I just don't have time for that, it could be your big problem to solve is your time management.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's the other thing I want people to remember: forget time management, it's energy management.
Mm.
We can't manage time. Time just be going, it's gone. Like that, this time is going, whether we are managing it or not. It's passing. What are you doing with it? And how much of your energy is required to do what you need to do? A lot of us end up in a situation where 40-ish hours a week, we are in a situation that is sucking the energy from us. And then we try to figure out why we can't make the most of the rest of our life. But that is such a large percentage. Then you end up skimping on sleep, which is where you're going to get more energy from, but you feel like you're losing out in the rest of your life. So, in general, just a bit of a mess. If you had to look at what are the things that are sucking the energy from you and not filling you with energy, now you're looking at time in a completely different way. You're being much more intentional about what you do with your time. So rather than getting, we love to use the phrase time management, especially on YouTube. It just works because it's how the person that wants better for their life is thinking about it. And that's totally fine. But if you care about time management, start caring about your energy level and what you're doing with it. You're actively choosing to put your energy into what today? Are you on a committee you shouldn't be on anymore? Are you not paying enough attention to your kids to give something else your attention? That's what matters. Start looking at where your energy is getting spent, and your time will get better spent.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah, okay. I'm feeling motivated. I'm
I love
feeling like
that.
I'm going to run to your shop and buy all the things so you can fix my problem so I can have a fabulous, productive, energized, happy 2025 with oodles of sleep because I do want to know what I should be doing in my nighttime and morning
Yes.
routine. Just tell me, just lay it out for me. But I'm going to read it in your books. So tell everyone listening how they can follow you, learn more about you. You are just so fun to listen to, but like also you've got your zone of genius. You know your crap. So
Thank you.
thank you for sharing it with us.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. I love talking about this stuff. This is the kind of thing I nerd out on all the time. You can do all the morning routine goodness at shop.amylandino.com. I've got my books signed over there, the planner, and all that kind of thing. But if you want to just chat, if you need help like Cass and just want to bounce around ideas about how to better your life, especially if you're in business and you're trying to make the most of the energy that you spend in your life and in your business so it's more sustainable and you're building a brand that actually builds the top line revenue of your company, that's what I do over on Instagram. So you can find me, Amy Landino at Schmatastic. And yeah, I'm really excited to be helpful. Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor.
Oh, thank you so much. And I'm going to put links to everything in the show notes and I'm going to run over to your Instagram and message you action. So thank you for that free gift. We
You're
super
welcome.
appreciate that. I feel like 2025 is going to be our year, all of us. It's going to be our year to do amazing things, but also feel amazing. More
Yes.
importantly, feel amazing. Yeah. So, thank you so much for being here. And thank you to everyone listening or watching at home. And we'll see you guys next time.